I was having an identity crisis. I thought I was white. What is up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today, oh, y'all see how my nails match my comfy? But y'all, today we getting straight into it. We getting into the nitty gritty. Why you still bald headed? Let's talk about it. No, I'm playing. Not really. But if you clicked on this video, you already know the deal. You already know what we're talking about. So, my 4C hair journey and some tips to help your hair grow. So, let's get down to business. I first started, I got my iPad with me today. So, this is where all my notes are. It's dying. If you know me, my devices are always dying. My phone's on 20, my iPad's on 5, my laptop's on like 6. My watch been dead for days. So, my AirPods, I'm sure they're dead too. My Apple Pen, I'm sure that's on 5. Nothing is ever charged. So if I keep looking down, it's because I have my notes. Tip number 1, you are not being consistent. Being consistent plays a bigger role than you think, okay? I used to think that, first of all, and being consistent is broken down into different things. So being consistent with the type of products you use. My skin look kind of good, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyways, once you find good products, stick to them. I will put a few of the products that I use. You can screenshot whatever you want, but sticking with a product. Your hair is going to grow most, and even with clearing your skin is going to clear up most when it has a regimen, when it's used to getting the same exact nutrients from the same exact things. So you want to remain using the same products that your hair can get used to that schedule. Your hair can grow. So your hair is supposed to grow at least a month, at least an inch a month. So all hair is gonna grow an inch a month. That's a hard, cold fact. It's a matter of how you retain that length. That's why a lot of people say it isn't necessarily about hair growth, it's about hair retention. And that's a lot of people's big mistake. So retaining that length, having healthy ends, healthy scalp, that's how your hair is gonna grow. So consistency. The next part to being consistent is doing it on a consistent basis. So pick whatever day you want, whatever day is a wash day, and consistently do the same schedule on that day. Now, I personally have 2 different types of wash days, so I'll do different things on different days, but I still do it on the same day, so I'll have an A wash day on number 1 weeks and B wash day on number 2 weeks, 4 weeks in a month. So be consistent with what you use and be consistent on how often you do that, or have an oil schedule. I use different oils different nights a day. Monday I might use this oil, Tuesday I might use this oil, but be consistent so that your hair can get used to what it's getting and it can grow off of that. But yeah, being consistent is that first tip, okay? Next on the list, we have you do not know your porosity or your hair type. Educate yourself on your hair, especially if you are a Black woman. There is so many varieties of hair shafts and the type of scalp you have and how your hair retains moisture. Educate yourself. And if y'all can drop it in the comments, DM me, whatever, if you want another video talking more about type and porosity. But porosity is how well your hair absorbs. So you can have low or high porosity, and your hair type is obviously from A to B and 1 through 4, or technically 0 through 4. Anyways, that's what your hair type and your hair porosity is. So I personally have 4C hair. I'll put a picture. I think this video that I'm about to put, I look crazy because I just dyed my hair. But I do have 4C hair, the nitty gritty kinky 4C hair. My hair does not retain. So another way you can test porosity is how fast, like when you put you know how when you washing your hair, and first of all, that's another thing I'm going to say, but do not wash your hair in no shower. Be outside of the shower and stick your head under that tub. Anyways, when you do that and your hair is first out of whatever style, how long it takes the water to start to run through your scalp before you feel it. But anyways, learn about your porosity, learn about your type, and that way you can choose what products, because your type and your porosity plays a big role in what type of products you use. And it took me a very long time to realize that, because before I wasn't using no WP products. If you got it, cool. If you didn't, just went over your head. I wasn't using no WP products. But if you might be using products that are more towards people with dry hair, and you don't struggle with dry hair, you struggle with something else. So you want to educate yourself on what hair type you have and what your hair needs, so that you can cater to those needs by the products that you're using. You might not need to oil your scalp that often, but somebody else might have a dry scalp. They might need to oil their scalp. So you want to learn about your hair. So that's why I recommend looking at different YouTubers. I'm not big on hair and stuff like that. I want to be like with my YouTube. I did educate myself on my hair, so I want to share that education. But you watch a lot of different YouTubers because everybody has different hair. So you can learn different things, find who has the hair texture that's most like yours, and grow your hair, because we not inches all 2022. Okay. Anyways, next one is you're not getting trims. Babes, trim your ends. Let go of those 5 millimeters of hair, because then it'll bring in 5 inches of hair. Trim those ends. You do not need them. I'm going to insert a picture because I went through. I had recently blow dried my hair. Y'all see how the first, most of my hair is dark. You can't see through it. And then at the end, you can see through it. And it's just look all scragged. All that needed to be cut. I did cut. I didn't cut enough. But I trim my own ends. I'm not scared to put some scissors to my hair. Do not be scared to put some scissors to your hair. First of all, it's hair. It'll grow back. Second of all, when you trim your hair, it is going to retain. It's not going to grow faster, but it's going to retain length more. So it's all about length retention. Oh, I got to take. I wonder. Anyways. So you want to make sure that you get those trims so that you can retain the length. Because if your hair is growing an inch every month, but you're not trimming those ends, when you comb through and when you detangle, is my iPad? Oh, it's at 3. Okay. When you are combing through your hair and you're detangling, those ends are just going to break off. Then it's like that whole inch is gone, because although it grew out the scalp, it grew out the top, you lost it on the ends. So it looks like your hair didn't grow, but really you're just not retaining that length because your ends aren't healthy. Your ends are the oldest part of your hair. So you gotta show it more TLC, okay? So that's another thing. Trim your ends. If you don't want to do it to yourself, if you don't want to do it yourself, go to a salon. I don't recommend that because them cosmetologists be a little super happy. But there's nothing wrong with blow drying your hair. I suggest blow drying your hair. You don't want to do it when your hair is in its curly state, because I promise you are cutting way more than you think you are. You want to blow dry it, just trim off what you can see through. That's what I personally do. If I can like really see through it, like it's stringy, I don't need you. Deuces. I'm just going to cut you off. So the next one is that you are using too many products. Babes, you do not need every product in the beauty supply store, okay? Pick a good 5 that work for you and stick with it. Now, granted, I tend to change my products maybe every 6 months, because after a while, my hair does get used to those products, and it's good for your hair. I keep some of them, but every now and then I might switch one out, because you never know if there's a better product that works for your hair, if you don't try new ones. So it is okay to try new ones. I'm just saying, do not use 20 products on your hair at one time. Like, you're clogging your pores at that point. It's not penetrating how it needs to into your scalp, into your hair shafts, whatever the case may be. So don't use all that many products. I'll put the main products that I'm using right now. I use either one of 2 shampoos. I have 2 shampoos that I use right now. I have 2 conditioner options that I use right now. I have 1, 2, probably like 3 different leave-ins that I might use, and I have like a few different oils. With oils, it's a little different. With oils, you can rotate through your oils because different oils do different things. That's different. But with hair products, all your hair products, you want to make sure that 9 times out of 10, they're water-based. If you know if they're water-based, the first ingredient on there will say water. I will take a picture of one of my hair products and I will show you. The first ingredient will be agua. That's it'll say water, and then in parentheses, agua. But anyways, water-based, hydrate your hair. But that's because my hair tends to lose moisture quicker. So I use water-based products. That's just what's worked for me. And I'll do more in depth of my hair types, all that in a video, but not this one. So next one is that you don't have a routine. You are just coming into your day. You know what? I just gotta wash my hair today. Throw this on it. Throw my conditioner on it. Put some things, comb it out, put my hair in a little puff, and go about your day. Your hair's not gonna grow that way. Your hair is not, because you're not gonna do that exact same thing every time. You might, and technically that'd be a routine. But like I was saying in the beginning, you wanna have consistency. You wanna do the exact same thing every time. Okay, this day is Sunday. Every 3rd Sunday, I get out this shampoo. I do this to my hair. And then I wash it out. Then I put this conditioner in my hair. I leave it for an hour. I wash it out. Then I put this, and this leave-in conditioner. I twist it up. You want to have a specific routine so that, number one, you can get used to it and you fall. Because wash day is difficult. Wash day is all in the mindset. You got to be prepared for a wash day. But you want to have a routine so that you can fall into that routine and so that your hair can fall into that routine. So having a routine is way more important than you think, but you want to make sure you have one. So next is protective style takedowns. That last word, takedowns, not the protective style, but the takedown. They're cool and all, but they are not protective if you do not take it down properly. Those of y'all who just snip wherever you want and your box braids end up cutting out all the growth that you had because you cut off those ends. That's not a proper takedown. You want to cut at least 2 to 3 inches below where you know your hair was and unbraid it from there. Like slowly, you want to make sure you have oil on your fingers. Like I'm very specific about my takedown process because that's what makes the protective style. Yes, you're protecting your hair for that month, those 3 weeks, whatever the case may be. But if you're taking it down all willy-nilly, you're just breaking off the ends of your hair. So technically you're not retaining any length. So you want to make sure, I always make sure that when I'm taking down my styles, I'm not scissor happy at all. I will take my time with taking it out. I make sure that I have oil on my fingertips and I don't just drag my finger through. I slowly, go strand by strand, take out my hair, run it through. And when you have box braids and you know how y'all get that little gunk at the root, you want to make sure that you take a spray bottle with some liquid mixed with a little conditioner and oil. I spray it and then I finger detangle and get all that gunk out because you don't want to just comb through that in however you're washing your hair. Like I said, don't be using shower. Stick your head under that bath thing and wash your hair. So I do that. It's all in the takedown. So protective style takedowns, very, very important. Don't just be taking your hair down willy-nilly. Anyways, low manipulation, meaning leave your hair alone. People think low manipulation, and there's 2 parts to low manipulation. That does mean not, being rough with your hair, brushing it, but it also means leaving your hair alone, which is why we as Black women do protective styles, okay? Because we want to leave our hair alone. Yes, it's in the takedown, but leaving your hair alone, low manipulation. Your hair, like if you're combing your hair every day, obviously you see stuff come out on the comb, you see, stuff might even come out on your hand, like hair is going to fall out. But if you're leaving your hair alone, you're not going to have that breakage every day, which is why you want to leave your hair alone, okay? So things like this is not a headband wig, it's a frontal, but headband wigs, frontals, things like that, that's leaving your hair alone. Now, it's not as long as you might keep braids in. I hope you're not keeping your frontal in as long as you keep braids in. Please don't do that. Switch your wig, make him feel like he's cheating. Come on, sis. But anyways, you want to do that. Your hair is protected in cornrows. You're leaving your hair alone. Your hair can grow in peace. Your hair is really just trying to chill. Your hair is trying to vibe by itself. It wants to be left alone so it can show out when you do a cute little braid or twist out, okay? Other than that, your hair wants to be left alone. So leave it alone, okay? Another thing is, I don't think I wrote this down. I did not. Combs, things like brushes, all of that, I don't use. I do use it. I might do a deep detangling once a month, but I don't use a comb on my hair. When I do my wash days, I take my time and I detangle with my fingers. I promise you, I don't even remember what YouTuber I learned this from, but combs are not your friend, okay? Them hard bristle brushes, I know we love them slick down ladies, but they're not your friend. They're breaking your hair. They're too rough on your hair. Most people are heavy-handed and don't even realize you are pulling your hair out. Finger detangle, take the time. That's why I used to be like, when I wasn't, really big on my hair, I used to be like, oh my gosh, why are these YouTubers talking about wash day? Like it took them 10 hours of this, that, and the third, because they're actually being gentle with their hair. When you're just brushing through, making sure water can run through it, throwing it up in a puff, you're not taking care of your hair. You need to take the time to sit and finger detangle. Take the time. I don't shampoo. That's why I don't wash my hair in the shower. I shampoo outside of the shower in the mirror. I deep condition outside of the shower in the mirror, because you got to take that time to do it with your hands or your friends, okay? Not these combs out here in these streets, okay? Anyways, that was a bonus tip. Anyways, No heat. If you know me, you know I am no heat. I thought it was February, but when I checked in my pictures back in May, I thought I was smart. I thought I was a cosmetologist, even though I want to be. And I straightened my hair by myself. I straightened my hair by myself. I'm going to just say it one more time for the people in the back. I straightened my hair by myself. That was the worst decision I have ever made. I have heat damage now. It's not excessive. You can't really see it. It just loosened my curl pattern. But I know what heat damage looks like. It's not what society thinks. It's just, oh, I have loose curls. Babes, you have heat damage, okay? I have heat damage. And it's not like I just have heat damage on my end. I have heat damage on one side of my head and the other side is perfectly fine. So I look stupid, okay? The ends on one side is all... I'm gonna look for a picture. I'm so mad. Never again will I straighten my hair. I do not care if it's done by somebody professional. I am no heat. Blow drying is different because I blow dry on low, like the cool setting. But, so that's a little different, but I'm no heat. I don't care about heat protectants, those oils, those sprays, all the Vaseline you want. No heat. Because let's be real, those heat protectants don't do everything. My main mistake was that, and I'll post pictures. My main mistake was that I was having an identity crisis. I thought I was white. I thought I could straighten my hair every day to style it. I thought straightening too little. I was going through some things because I don't even know what. I wasn't using this. I wasn't, because there's no way me in my right mind would put a flat iron to my head every day and think it was a good idea with my nigga knots. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. Like, why would I do that? Anyways, no heat. No heat. Heat's not good for you. We don't do heat on this channel, y'all. Anyways, like I was saying before, routine out of the shower. Don't wash your hair in the shower because let's be real, you can't see what you're doing. You're rushing because you don't want to just be sitting there butt naked washing your hair with soap running down your body. Like, let's be real, we all rush when we're washing our hair in the shower. So put on a tank top or a sports bra, whatever you need to do, and wash your hair outside of the shower. I'm telling you, I get in front of a mirror, have a little towel on my shoulders so it doesn't drip all over me, and I do what I need to do in front of a mirror. Throw on some Netflix, get on the phone with somebody, and keep it pushing. But do not wash your hair in the shower. It is going to take 10 times longer, but you're going to see that length retention because you're being more gentle with your hair. You're putting more time into your hair. That's another thing. You want to put more time into your hair. You might think, oh my gosh, well, it takes me 3 hours. That ain't enough. And it's given make it enough, but that ain't enough. You need to take some time on your hair, be gentle. And of course, that all depends on how much hair you have. But you want to make sure that you're giving your time. You got to give it some TLC, baby. Anyways, deep conditioning every week and shampooing every 2. Okay? You want to deep condition more often and shampoo less. Shampoo, as black women with the hair that we have, our nigga naps. I need to stop calling it that. Your hair does not need shampooed like WP. Okay? If you got it, cool. If it went over your head, oh well. Our hair is not like that. With shampoo strips our hair of its natural nutrients. Our hair needs those nutrients to retain moisture and grow. If you're taking that away from your hair, taking away that length retention and that growth that it's going to have. So, stop using shampoo so often. I'm not saying use shampoo. I'm not saying don't use shampoo, but use it less often. I barely shampoo my hair every 2 weeks and my hair is just fine. And when I do it in sections. So when I take out whatever style I do, I condition, shampoo, and condition. So I'll put a video right here, but I put conditioner in my hair and I do 6 to 10 big chunky twists or braids, mainly twists because they're easier. And when I shampoo, I'll put a picture. You want to make sure you have a bottle with a spout or a funnel, something. Because shampoo should only be on your scalp. Shampoo, it's not something that you run through your hair with your fingers. It's something that you put directly on your scalp. You do one of these, get deep in there and you rinse it out of your scalp. You don't want it getting all the way to your ends. Remember, the ends, it's the oldest part of your hair. If you're stripping those last little bits of nutrients, it's giving number one from Squid Games. Old, on its last legs. You can't just strip them from the natural nutrients. You know, you gotta retain that. So shampoo gotta go on your scalp, but only your scalp. So not only are you not, and it's not like you're not washing. I don't want to say washing, because washing means shampoo, conditioner, all of that. But it's not that you're not putting your hair underwater and taking out, you know, whatever dirt and buildup might be up there, but you're replacing how often you might have shampooed with deep conditioning. So I personally deep condition every week, unless I have, you know, a style in my head, obviously. But if my natural hair is out, I deep condition every week. So that means I'll take the time, do my chunky twist, put a whole lot of deep conditioner. When I deep condition, I put a deep conditioner, and then I oil my scalp, put on a plastic thing, normally a Walmart bag, and I just leave it, forget about it, come back and wash it before I go to bed. Yeah, but every single week, that is one of the things that mainly made my hair grow. My hair used to be short. I used to always put and I don't even think I put this up here. Okay, so my last one was do everything in sections. So like I've been saying, when you shampoo, you want to make sure it's in a section, put it in there, scrub. When you deep condition, you want to be detangling in sections, lathering it through your hair in sections. In sections is a very, very big thing that you want to do, because, you know, when you're not focused on such a big chunk of hair, you can take your time, you're more gentle, because, you know, it's easier to work through. It's going to take less time because it's a smaller piece of hair. You know, you just work in sections, deep condition more often. But with my hair journey, I used to, another thing is doing the same style over and over and over and over and over again. It irks my nerves when I see people wear the same exact style, and not protective style, but natural hair. When somebody will wear the same old puff on the top of their head, or the same old slick back. Because if your hair, and I'll put a picture, I used to wear the same old puff when I officially went natural. When I started doing my hair in pretty much middle school, I always did crochet braids. Them stink behind crochet twists with a little headband, because they would never put the crochet up at the front. It'd always be starting back here. But anyways, used to do that. So when I started wearing my natural hair out, I didn't know how to do my hair. So essentially my thing was, I'm gonna put a puff and I'm gonna just call it a day. But when I'm constantly doing that puff, and it's putting, first of all, it was way too tight. When I do my puffs now, which I don't do often, I used to use a headband. I used to double wrap it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Put the headband on here, double wrap it, put it again, and slide it up. Don't do that. Take a shoestring and tie it properly. But number one, y'all know how when you do, ladies, black ladies, you know what I'm talking about. When you put your hair in a puff and you feel the middle of the puff and your hair is like dead, it's all scrunched together. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Your hair is too tight. And it might not necessarily hurt, but y'all know how when you take it off and it's just like, oh, because it was all of that just, and the more you do it, the more this is going to recede. The more the back is going to recede, and then you're going to be left with one little ponytail right here, because your hairline start right here. Stop putting it in the same side. Same for if you're doing a slick back in the back. You're constantly pulling on your hairline. That's why a lot of people you see when they do slick backs, they got to make their edges come all the way down here, because their hairline is moving back, because you're putting tension on the same spot. It's not the style, it's that you are putting tension on the same exact spot every day. Obviously, it's going to weather away. I mean, come on now. So change up your style, change up what you put in, where you're putting. Even if you do a slick back, do one time here, one time here, one time here, one time. Switch it up. Just don't put it in the same spot. But I used to do that puff all the time. And I've never necessarily lost my edges. Like, I've always prided myself on my edges. Y'all know, every time I'm with family, cousins, whatever the case may be, I'm always the one to swoop people's edges. Abby, can you come do my... Yes. And look, I should charge people for that. But anyways, I used to always put my puff in the same spot. And that was a big misconception, because I was putting... It was tight, but I was putting it in the same spot. I was definitely breaking my hair. Luckily, it wasn't anything major. So when I eventually stopped doing that, it's not like, oh, I had so much to recover from, I have no edges. But it wasn't the best decision, and my hair would have grown faster if I hadn't. And on top of that, I was blow drying my hair, because it doesn't look like I'm bald headed, but to me, compared to what I have now, I was bald headed. So I was trying to blow dry my hair every single day. And that heat, that tension, your hair's not going to grow that way. So I used to always do that one style. As when I was little, my mom used to always kept me natural. Beads, twisting beads. That's what I did. And then when I got older, I was like, these people are joking me for wearing beads. She started using hot comb on my hair. And no, she didn't give me any heat damage. My mom used to slap that Vaseline on my head and burn my scalp. But no, I didn't get heat damage. The only time I got heat damage is when I straightened my hair in May. So mad. Anyways, thank God my parents did not perm my hair. None of that. So I didn't have to struggle with any of that. Didn't have any big chop, which I'm about to do because this heat damage is killing me. I'll put a picture. But I didn't have to deal with any of that. There was a time in middle school. It's ironic. The time I went to a white middle school is when I decided to experiment with my natural hair. That's so funny to me. But I started to wear my hair out more. I started to do more styles, different things. I started to do slick. It was not slick at all, but I thought it was a slick back. Then I'd add a little, like some Marley hair, put it in a bun, stuff like that. Show a picture. Peep Asia. I do things like that. And that would, because I was tucking my ends. This is winter. Another thing is people think that winter is the best time for your hair. Winter is the time that you need to be tucking your hair away from protective styles, because just like this is the same thing with your body and your skin. You're thinking you're hydrated or you're not dehydrated because the sun isn't beaming on you. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating, I'm so thirsty. You're still dehydrated, you just don't feel it because it's cold outside. So people don't drink water as often. They don't think that, their hair is, they don't think that their hair needs catering. They don't think that their skin, none of that, because it's cold, you don't feel it. But in reality, that's the worst time for our hair. That's the worst time for our skin because we're not paying attention because we don't feel it physically, but it's still happening. So drink your water most in the winter, take care or tuck your hair away in the winter. So that was another thing that I did was I do slick backs. I put it in a bun and then put a Marley hair, wrap it around, whatever. But I was tucking my ends away. I was taking care of my ends, and that's when I started to see some hair growth. There was a time, I think this is probably when I got to high school. My first 2-3 years of high school, it was strictly box braids for me. At that time, I wasn't really focused on takedown. So I was messing up my takedown. It wasn't really being a protective style, but I wasn't doing my hair, my, styles just yet. Like my protective styles, I wasn't doing by myself just yet. So I was still getting them done by people who pull too much. Granted, I never went to the Africans, but I went once. Never again. I'm half African, but no. So people were still pulling really, really tight. They don't care about your ages. All they care about is making sure their Instagram pictures look good. So they will do whatever they got to do to make sure it looks tight and right. But in reality, it's not best for your hair. So I was still doing that all the time. That was messing up my hair. But this is when, so this video right here, I had started doing my own protective styles. And I noticed that I was getting some hair growth. It wasn't necessarily growth, but my hair was getting thicker. And that is still hair growth. Like hair growth isn't just how many inches you got, it's how thick your hair is. Because if you got all the inches in the world but you got 2 strands of hair, babes, you can't work with that. You feel me? Like I personally rather have volume than length because your twist outs look better. It's giving the girls what it was supposed to give, so keep in mind that hair growth isn't always about length. So my hair started to have more volume to it, and I was starting to feel myself. I was like, ooh, started to wear it out more and ignore him because I'm about to play a video with me and my ex. But I started to put my hair in a puff again, but it wasn't tight. And as you can see, it's you can tell that the puffs that I used to do when I was a little younger, I was putting my headband like right here. So, the puff would look full. But with this was literally a scrunchie. This was a ponytail on my head. And it was still looking full. It was sitting up and pretty. Like, it looked cute. Loved it. And so I was really noticing growth in my hair. And I started to wear my hair out more because I was like, y'all, inches, y'all. Like, I was feeling myself. But this is when I really started to educate myself on my hair. Started to watch YouTube. Learn about my hair, and it was paying off. I started to build a regimen. I started to use the same products, started to be consistent. All the things that I'm telling you guys now is what I started to apply to my hair, and that's when I saw the most growth. So then COVID hit, And the beginning of COVID, I did wear my natural hair out because I was like, I don't got nobody to impress. I'm wearing my hair out. The main style I did, do I have a picture? Yes, the main style I did was these fine braids. And I did get this from my cousin Shelby. Her and her sister have a YouTube channel, Two Sisters Locked. Y'all are welcome. Anyways, I got this style from her when she wasn't locked. This is how she mainly grew her hair. She do braids like that and she just leave it. And this is truly when I saw the most hair growth. I would do this style. After 2-3 weeks, I would do a braid out and it would be mad cute. I'll put a few videos and pictures of my braid out. I was feeling that braid out. My hair has grown so it doesn't have the same shape as it did before, and I kind of don't like that, which is why I don't wear braid outs as much. I prefer the short shaped than the long one, but it's okay. I don't wear it as often now. But I was really feeling my hair. It was thicker and it wasn't blow dried. So it was, you know, it was dense. Like you didn't see through the hair. And it was, there was definition, there was volume, it was giving everything it was supposed to give. But I give it all to the style. I genuinely do give props to Shelby because this style is what grew my hair most in quarantine. And so towards the end, I think it was right before school. So August, I did a wig season. Wig season is when my hair grew as well because I wasn't doing cornrows under my wigs like I am now. I was doing the same style. So I do that. And so when I take the wig off, I can still go straight into a braid out. Loved it. But wig season definitely grew my hair. So this is the very first wig that I did. It was, I think I installed it myself. It was synthetic, obviously. Got it from the beauty supply store. I think I just wore a headband over it all the time. But it was really cute. Feeling myself, popped out like, boom, bitch, I'm grown. Like, you know, it was giving the girls what it was supposed to give. But I was styling it. I loved it. And my hair was being protected. So I was like, I like this whole wig thing. Because, you know, this is when the hype for wigs, lace fronts, all of that started to come out. So I was like, okay, you know, like, I like this. I'm really feeling this. And so I would do a wig, do my braid out, put the braids back in, pop on another wig. So this is another wig I did. This one had some colors, same beauty supply store. Got better at installing it. I'm getting way better at installing frontals, which one day I'm going to put a video of my methods. But, I did another one. This was for my cousin Kendall's party. She did a hotel party. I did a wig for it. But I had braids underneath this. Those same braids. And I take it out. And I do a braid out. And so around Christmas time, y'all can see I lost so much weight in my face. I'm so mad because I loved the weight. But this is around Christmas time. As you can see, I had that white stuff in my hair because I was using raw aloe vera in my head. So beneficial. Use raw aloe vera. But the only thing is when you don't strain it, please strain it. Please strain it because you will regret it for months after that. When you don't strain it, it's going to leave those little white flakes in it and it doesn't just come out. No, honey. It takes months to get those white flakes out. But aloe vera is so beneficial to your hair. Not that processed stuff that you buy from Walmart. Buy a little leaf and use it. You can use it for a lot of things. But yeah, this is when I officially finished my wig season. I took it out. I blow dried it and my hair had grown, y'all. Not just definition, but it got longer. Like y'all see before, it was sitting right above my shoulders, and now ooh, Spellman. I'm sorry, y'all. I got email. College application time. But yeah. So it was starting to get some length as well as that volume, and I was like, okay, hair. I ended up doing some braids after that. But another thing with braids is you gotta find, actually no, I did one more wig around Thanksgiving. Oh no, this was Christmas time. Pete, my cousin Jazz, and our matching comfies. But I did one more wig. This was the old wig from the party. I just cut it. I cut it terribly. I don't know who told me to do that, but I did that for Christmas. Last minute style. But then I did braids. This is a style that I did by myself. So at this time, I had started doing my own braids. But another thing with braids is finding a style that works, a size that works for you, whether it's super small, super big. Find that size that works for you, because you might have thick hair that can handle those bigger size braids, or you might have thin hair that needs the smaller knotless braids because it can't handle all that tension and weight. So you need to find the box braid size that works for you and stick with that size, because everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair can handle a certain weight. Some people can, some people can't. That's what I said. Yeah, okay. So you got to find the size that works for you. So braid outs. I did another wig. At this point, I made this one. This was a headband wig. You can't see because I had a bandana on. But this one, another quick wig season, and then a braid out. I started to feel my hair. I was doing braid outs more. Started to style my braid outs. I loved it. Put it in buns. I was feeling my natural hair for a good while. And this, first of all, my skin is glowing, babes. My skin, my hair. This is when I really started to get on my grind and realize my potential in life and, you know, do everything I was set to achieve. But skin was going, hair was going, and my nails was done. Y'all. Anyways, so you see, I was an actual slick back. Started to style my natural hair and not just wear it in braid outs, you know, out. And I loved it. I was feeling it. Did another wig. This wig I loved. I think it was synthetic, but it was HD lace. I installed it myself. It was so cute. Everybody loved it. Yeah, and after that I did braids again. I never finished the style. I left the middle undone because I'm lazy like that. But I've been doing my own braids. So this was a style that I did myself. I feel like my hair is it has enough, my hair can hold bigger braids. I prefer the smaller ones, but my hair can hold up bigger braids. So I have a good range to work with. So I do different size box braids all the time. But I did a wig, then I went into box braids, and then I did my natural hair. I wanted to do a length check. As you can see, this is a repeat of a photo that I showed before, but my hair was growing, but you see how it was two different shades. Ooh, look at the back rolls. You see how it was two different shades. Like you can see through some and you can't see through the other. All of that end needed to be cut. I didn't cut off enough. I did cut some, but I wasn't as educated on trims. This is when I straightened my hair, but I kept wearing two little side pieces down. I would straighten those every day so they could be straight. And then when I switched this out, I'd wear it up here. I'd straighten these every day so it could be straight. And I was messing up my hair. It was mad cute. I loved this natural state that I had, but I was messing up my hair. And I didn't even know it until I washed it. I saw the heat damage. I was disgusted with myself, so I put in braids. These small braids were so cute. I think that this is the best size for my hair. And just my face, whatever. I love these size braids, but I did my braids, left my braids alone. And then after that, I had senior pictures. So I ended up doing frontal sew-in. It was super, super cute. But the girl that did my sew-in, she did, and I know how to do hair. So shorty, you can't cheat me when I get my hair done. I know what I'm talking about. I know what you're doing. I know if you're doing something wrong. But when she did it, she put it too close to my edges. When you put a frontal in, you should install it a few millimeters in front of where not your hairline, but your edges start, because you're putting glue all over that. So obviously when you're trying to take that off and you're putting it right on your edges, it's going to pull out your edges. And it pulled out my edges, not all of it. And I know how to revive my edges back, because y'all know I pride myself on my edges. But I was so mad because I'm like, you kill my edges. This is why I don't let other people touch my hair. So I took it out. As y'all can see, some of the heat damage. I played with my natural hair for a little bit before vacation. Had a few weeks before vacation. Wore my natural hair out. It was kind of curly or whatever. So I just wore it out in that state. I was feeling it. My hair, I don't like this size. I like when it was shorter. But wore my hair out, let it rock. And then I got locks. These were too cute. It was not good for the front of my hair. It was pulling. These things were tight. Love her to death. She did an amazing job. I don't know why the video stopped. I was on a roll, but she did an amazing job. I had so much fun. These braids were tight. They were pulling out my edges. They didn't pull out my edges literally, but they were very, very tight. And I just felt really uncomfortable having them on my hair because I knew that I could feel the tension. Took those braids out, wore my natural hair, slick back, and now we're at the frontal. Okay. So yeah, that is all I got for you guys today. If you want more hair videos like that, I'd be more than happy to do them. I had fun with this video. Yeah, those are the 10 tips to not being bald-headed, inches all 2020. You already know, but you already know how it goes. If you had time for one, you got time for a ton. So go ahead and watch another video on this channel, and until next time,